you just about finished?
I'm just about done.
Okay.
Yeah, the courtyards can provide significant amenity space for the community and for the development. Staff invited Eric Haldenby, the director of the O'Donovan director of the School of Architecture, to attend these meetings. He was not available, I understand, for the second series of meetings. I have permission from Director Haldenby to quote from an email which he sent, and he included two counselors in that email. And I would like to read it to you. We were shown what can be done with buildings like the Land Complex. The problem is that the buildings on the south side of Joseph could be every bit as successful as those that are currently being renovated. As I see it, Joseph could become a spectacular, perhaps the most spectacular street in Kitchener. This is the O'Donovan School director who has been invited to attend these meetings, not by ourselves, but by city staff. The most spectacular street in Kitchener. Contrary to what Lana said, the three buildings across the street are very clearly related to the larger Land Complex. The space could be fabulous.